I'm going to show you how to dominate the Cobra Tanks with these 8 tips that guarantee you will own the battlefield in Batman Arkham Knight. You first encounter the Cobra Tank on Miyagani Island during the City of Fear mission. You find out that your standard weapons are useless against this armor, forcing you to get out and investigate. It turns out the only way to destroy them is by shooting the small exhaust port on the back. First, you need to sneak up behind the Cobra Tank undetected. As long as you're close enough, the Batmobile will automatically start locking on. You just need to keep that exhaust port in your sights and wait for the lock-on to be complete. The targeting circle will shrink down into a diamond, and once it turns into that diamond, fire to destroy the tank instantly. But be aware, the explosion is loud. Other Cobra Tanks often come to investigate the noise, so destroy it and move on immediately. Now that we have the basics down, let's get into our 8 tips. First, you need to be proficient with the minimap. This is your main tool for finding and tracking the Cobra Tanks. Each arrow represents a tank, and the way that arrow is pointing tells you exactly which way it's facing. Keep your eyes on the map to stay out of their radar, and use it to position yourself behind them for the kill. If a tank spots you, or if it hears an explosion from a destroyed friend, that icon will turn red. This means it's no longer just patrolling, it's actively hunting or investigating. That's your cue to back off, let it cool back down to orange, and start again. Now sometimes the arrows on your minimap change and turn into these little carrots. That happens when the tank's on a different level than you, either above or below. This means you're safe from the Cobra Tank, but don't get too comfortable because they can change levels at any time. Use this extra dimension to get around behind them and take them out. While the minimap is crucial, if you want to take your Cobra game to the next level, you need to use your sonar. You might remember this mechanic from the mission where you track the Arkham Knight's vehicle. Well, we're going to use that exact same tech here. To activate it, just tap up on the D-pad while you're in battle mode. This overlays a wireframe view on your main screen, giving you the ability to see the Cobra Tank's orientation and movement right through the walls. This allows you to sit safely behind a building and actually watch the tank turn, giving you a much better feel for the situation than just staring at a 2D arrow. And honestly, the range is better than you might think. You can pick them up from about an alley's length away. This makes it a total game changer for getting the drop on the Cobras. You don't have to guess where they are. You can wait until you see them turn their back and then make your move. Next up is the Cobra Lure. This is an absolute staple in your Batmobile arsenal. This upgrade guarantees that any 60mm shot you fire into a wall or the ground will attract the Cobra Tank to that specific spot. It turns your basic cannon into a tool to control their movement. To get it, head into your upgrades and open the Batmobile weapons menu, and you'll find it right there. It's an absolute steal. It has 0 prerequisites and only sets you back 3 upgrade points. Try to hide behind a wall or a corner and let the Cobra Tank get close. Fire a shot into a wall or the ground in the opposite direction of your hiding spot, and the tank will drive over to investigate the blast area. If you position the shot correctly, the tank will turn its back to you, leaving the exhaust port wide open for the lock-on. Just be careful when switching modes. If you hit the trigger too early while transforming out of battle mode, you'll fire a shot right where you're about to go. That lures them to you, not away from you, so keep your finger off the trigger until the transformation is done. Next is map mastery. Most players spend the whole game just following the GPS line on the road and never really get to learn the map. That might get you to the next mission, but it's not very helpful in a Cobra battle. You have to start learning the neighborhoods. Now, you don't need to memorize every single inch of Gotham, that's ridiculous, but having a working knowledge of what's around you and how to use that to your advantage is paramount. The city is divided into 3 islands, and each island has 3 to 4 districts with their own distinct flavor. Bleak Island has a surprising amount of tunnels and a dried-up riverbed between the Cauldron and Panessa studios that's perfect for escaping. Not to mention the tight corners in Chinatown that break line of sight instantly. Founders Island doesn't have the tunnels, but it has verticality. With Riker Heights built basically on top of the other districts, you need to know where the ramps are to get up and down the levels, so you can easily ambush them. Finally, Miyagani Island features an impressive underground system you can use to vanish and get from one end of the island to the other undetected. Above ground, huge streets loop around the major districts, revolving around that massive Grand Avenue intersection that acts as a hub to get you to the rest of the island fast. But even with these big streets, there's still plenty of tight alleyways, specifically in Kingston and along Grand Avenue, that you can dive into for cover. We can't cover every hiding spot in this video, or we'd be here all day. But if you start to learn the personality of these districts, you'll figure out your own favorite hunting grounds soon enough. Next, let's talk about the EMP. You might be tempted to use this to stun a Cobra if you get caught. Don't do it. It turns out that the EMP is effectively useless against the heavy armor of a Cobra tank. Even with 2 or more energy bars, the stun duration is non-existent. It doesn't stop them, and it doesn't break their lock-on reliably. All it does is waste the weapon energy you need for the good stuff.
And when I say the good stuff, I mean the missile barrage.
Your standard cannon requires patience. The hardest part of fighting Cobras is waiting for that target circle to close. But with this weapon, you can skip the lock-on phase entirely. There is a catch though. You need at least 2 full bars of weapon energy. To use it, you still have to be facing the exhaust port, but after that, just tap square or X repeatedly to send your instant kill. As long as you have those 2 bars, the missiles will bypass the lock-on and destroy the tank a little faster. Next up, let's talk about drone hacking. For this one, you'll need the drone virus upgrade. To use it on Cobra Tanks, you'll need 2 full bars of weapon energy, and you can only control 1 at a time, but that's usually all you need. Once hacked, it turns on its squad, often taking out 1 or 2 other tanks before it's destroyed. To execute the hack, aim at the tank and hold triangle or Y. You'll see 2 energy arcs that attach to the Cobra. You need to maintain the connection for a short period of time. Just be careful, this isn't instant. The upload takes time, so you need to isolate your target. If you try this while his friends are watching, they'll spot you before the bar fills, but it's absolutely worth it. Once the hack is complete, the tank's lights will flip to blue. That's your signal to leave. You can drive away while your new ally starts destroying its own squad. Finally, we're going to do things the Batman way. The easiest way to kill a Cobra tank is to destroy it without ever getting in the car. If you have the sabotage drone ability for your Disruptor, you can take them off the board completely while on foot. It's expensive, 8 Wayne Tech points, but it is the ultimate cheat code. Here's what you do. From the safety of the rooftops, aim your Disruptor at the turret and fire. The trap is set. Now, you don't need to run back to the Batmobile. Just drop down in the street in front of it. You actually want it to see you. As soon as it locks on and tries to fire, the weapon backfires and the tank destroys itself. Just make sure you grapple away immediately because the explosion will attract attention.
And that's it. If this guide helped you out, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Foesides Guides.